Good day, sir. My name is Demetri Morton. I am the next reporter of this group. My topic assigned is Philippine Monetary Policy during pandemic. The Philippine monetary policy during the pandemic has been focused on supporting economic growth while maintaining price stability. The Central Bank, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, has implemented several measures to support the economy, including cutting interest rates. When the gravity magnitude of the pandemic first came to the fore, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas acted swiftly and decisively to contain the economic fallout. As early as February 2020, before the first local virus transmission was even confirmed, the Monetary Board cut the policy rate by 25 basis points. By the end of 2020, the policy rate was cut by another 175 bps, bringing the cumulative reduction to 200 bps from 4% to a record low of 2%. These interest rate cuts were aimed at making borrowing cheaper for businesses and individuals, with the goal of stimulating economic activity and providing much-needed liquidity to support the economy. During challenging period, lower interest rates encourage borrowing, investment, and spending, which can help counteract the economic slowdown caused by the pandemic. Overall, the BSP monetary policy actions during the pandemic were designed to strike a balance between fostering economic growth and ensuring price stability, which are essential goals for any central bank in a crisis situation. Next is providing liquidity support. The BSP has implemented various measures to ensure that there is enough liquidity in the financial system, including reducing the reserve requirement for banks and providing additional funding through its lending facilities. By implementing these measures, the BSP aimed to ensure that there was enough liquidity in the financial system to support lending and economic activities. The provision of liquidity is crucial during a pandemic when financial stress and uncertainty can lead to a shortage of funds for businesses and individuals. These actions were part of central banks' broader efforts to stabilize the financial system and support economic growth in the Philippines during a challenging period. Next is purchasing government securities. The BSP has also been buying government securities to support the government's financing needs and to help keep interest rates low. Despite these measures, the BSP faces several challenges in implementing its monetary policy during the pandemic. However, the central banks faces challenges in striking the right balance between supporting the economy and addressing inflation concerns, managing external influences, coordinating with fiscal policy, and adapting to the evolving nature of the pandemic. So these challenges highlight the complexity of implementing effective monetary policy during a crisis like the COVID-19 pandemic. The challenges faced by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas implementing its monetary policy during the pandemic include inflation. Disrupted global supply chains have led to inflationary pressures and commodity prices. The BSP must carefully balance its goal of supporting economic growth with the imperative of maintaining price stability to prevent excessive inflation. Next, a quick economic growth. The pandemic has caused a significant contraction in the Philippine economy, which has weakened the effectiveness of monetary policy. The BSP needs to find ways to stimulate economic growth while maintaining price stability. So, Philippines, which has diminished the effectiveness of monetary policy. The BSP needs to find ways to stimulate economic growth while still ensuring that inflation remains under control. Fiscal constraints. So, the BSP needs to work closely with the government to ensure that its monetary policy measures are effective in supporting the broader economic goals of the country. The BSP ability to support the economy through monetary policy is constrained by the government's fiscal limitation. Close coordination and collaboration between the central bank and the government are essential to ensure that monetary policy measures are effective in achieving the broader economic objectives of the country. These challenges reflect the intricate and multifaceted nature of economic landscape during the pandemic, where the central bank navigate between economic growth, price stability, and fiscal constraints to provide effective support to the economy. Philippine monetary policy after pandemic. As the Philippines continues to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, the country's monetary policy faces new challenges. Here are some of the challenges that the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas may face after the pandemic. First is inflation management. The BSP will need to continue to manage inflationary pressures that may arise as the economy recovers. The central bank will need to be vigilant in monitoring commodity prices and consumer demand to ensure that inflation remains under control. So, BSP need to vigilant in managing potential to inflationary pressures that may arise during the recovery phase. This involves closely monitoring commodity prices and consumer demand to ensure that inflation remains within the desired range. Striking the right balance between economic growth and price stability is crucial. Second is interest rates. Um, so this so these rates balancing interest rates is a delicate task that BSP needs to consider when and how to adjust interest rates. It may need to keep rates low to stimulate economic growth, but at the same time it may need to consider rising rates if inflationary pressures become a concern. This decision must be carefully timed to avoid disrupting the ongoing economic recovery. So the last one is financial stability. So the pandemic has highlighted the importance of maintaining a stable financial sector. So the BSP will need to continue monitoring the health of financial institutions and markets. If any vulnerabilities of risk arise, it should take appropriate measures to ensure that the financial system remain stable. This includes implementing regulatory measures to address potential issues and safeguarding against financial crisis. Next is government debt. Given the significant debt incurred by the government during the pandemic, close collaboration between the BSP and the government is necessary to ensure that the country's debt remains sustainable and does not pose a risk to financial stability. Last is digitalization with the acceleration of digital payments and transactions. The BSP will promote the adoption of digital financial services. Simultaneously, it must focus on enhancing the cybersecurity and resilience of the financial system to protect against cyber. Next is primary six strategic focus of the World Bank. See the poorest country. The World Bank concentrates on reducing poverty and promoting sustainable growth in the poorest countries. In the case of the Philippines, it has made progress in reducing poverty, but addressing income inequality remains a challenge. Post-conflict and fragile states. The World Bank's efforts are directed towards adopting its approaches, policies, and instruments to support vulnerable and marginalized communities. In post-conflict and fragile states, these are areas often face unique challenges, and the World Bank's work on solutions to address them. Next is middle income countries. So, the World Bank provides tailored services and financing to middle income countries. This support includes financial products and knowledge services to help MIC in their development efforts, address reform challenges, and facilitate knowledge exchange. Next is global public goods. So the World Bank addresses regional and global issues that transcend national borders, such as climate change, infectious diseases, and trade. The bank plays a strategic role in providing global public goods to reduce poverty and promote development, and it works to enhance the provision of these goods. So next is the Arab world. So the focus is on fostering development and opportunities in the Arab world, recognizing the region's unique challenges and potential for growth. So last is knowledge and learning. Knowledge to support leveraging global knowledge to support development is crucial. The World Bank aims to tap into the best available knowledge worldwide to enhance its development efforts and learn from successful experience. These strategic focuses reflect the diverse and complex nature of global development challenges and the World Bank's role in addressing them through targeted action and initiatives across various regions and sectors.